Test. 1, 2, 3, test.
Yeah, you're about right.
That's your radio voice.
That is. This is episode 2 of Shop Talk.
It is.
We made it past episode 1.
It's so exciting.
Yeah, it kind of is. So for those of you who haven't had a chance and just joining us, my name is Jay Morris. This is Jessica Thompson. She is the coordinator from Downtown Kalamazoo Shops.
Hello.
So we talked a little bit about this in episode 1, but the goal of this is really to just get some of these stories that happen every single day downtown that nobody knows about.
Exactly. Tell the stories of all of our wonderful humans in downtown Kalamazoo.
You know, we were talking about this before. It's almost like Sesame Street, that bit where they do these are the people in your neighborhood.
Exactly.
These are the people that own businesses that are in our neighborhood.
We need a theme song.
We do, and I shouldn't sing it, is what it comes down to, because that will never end well. At least my kids and my wife tell me the same thing. So Tom is with us this particular time. Tom is the owner of Rocket Fizz. Tell me a little bit about, so why start a store like that downtown, Tom?
Yeah. So just for clarity, I'm a co-owner. My wife and I are equal partners.
Gotcha.
So Rocket Fizz is a small franchise. It's about 80 locations. We first visited one. We were on vacation in Lake Tahoe. Didn't run right home and open one up right away, but we kind of looked at it down the road. I was trying to get out of my corporate gig. Heather was trying to get away from her job. So we were looking for an opportunity, and we really loved the vibe of downtown Kalamazoo. You know, you had the cool historic mall. You have the museum downtown, the wonderful parks. And there's just an energy down there that we really wanted to be part of and be a contributor for. So jumping in feet first, we invested everything. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. And today is our 6-year anniversary.
No kidding.
Yes.
That is awesome. So, a little scary?
Oh, it was incredibly scary. We've since opened a couple more, and they're each scary in their own way.
Sure.
But this one, we were all in. It was like, this had to work. If it didn't work, we didn't know what we were going to do. So we went all in, and fortune favors the bold. So we feel very, very fortunate that we were able to be so successful in our hometown and be able to parlay that into future locations, and it's just been a great adventure.
So how did the Kalamazoo audience, those first couple of customers, when they walked in, because let's be honest, I mean, Rocket Fizz is a little bit of everything. What's the reaction?
So it was interesting. So we had another space downtown that we started with that didn't pan out, and we really wanted to be on the mall, but there was nothing on the mall available when we were first looking. So we kind of had a year buildup, which kind of pent up demand a little bit. And when we first opened up, it was cray-cray. It was lines of people, literally down the street. It was literally that first day you walked in and got in line, and you shopped the line and snaked around the store and checked out. It was crazy. But I think really, what we learned through this entire process, particularly during the pandemic, is that we're a wonderful distraction from the rest of the world. You walk in, it's a very nostalgic feeling. You've got the candies, you've got the sodas. During the pandemic, I was always saying, hey, we're a 20-minute vacation from 2020. And people loved it, and they loved it. And I think we really found our calling through that. It was a growth experience for us that we really found kind of our next gear, and to really focus on providing an experience for people when they walk in, and just give them a break from the day. And whatever mood you walk in, you're going to walk out in a slightly better mood, if not a greatly better mood.
How did COVID change things? I mean, other than, again, was that the clarity moment for a lot of things?
COVID was scary. Yeah. I mean, it really was for all the businesses. We had no idea what was coming next. But it taught us to be resourceful. And, we found creative ways through the lockdowns to kind of continue to generate revenue. It wasn't enough to pay the bills, but it was enough to kind of keep things moving. And I think we really kind of discovered some new aspects of our own humanity and how we deal with our employees and how they kind of struggled through COVID, and made us really focus on the development of our team and the importance of that. Particularly, we have people that have grown into store managers from an hourly position. Now they've got a great livelihood. But even the people that are with us that are a little on the transient side, maybe students or whatever, can we provide them with something? Can we give them a new skill, or can we teach them how to find new confidences and that they can carry on beyond that?
The one thing that I love is the sense of community that Tom and Heather have brought to downtown.
Sure.
Not just through fun candies and crazy, crazy sodas. If you haven't been, you really need to go, especially when they're doing their tasting days. Like, those are the best. What are the pickle and butter and so much, but like just the sense of community and being together with all of the other shop owners and just welcoming everybody downtown. Like, that is a space for everyone. I don't care if you're 90 or you're 9 or you're 9 months. Like, you're going to find something there, and it's just fun.
Interestingly enough, I've seen all those people in the same store. It's in your store. I mean,
Absolutely.
So it really is crazy.
It is. And it's one thing, I've studied marketing a long time. And one of the immutable laws of marketing is you have to define your demographic. It can't be everybody. Well, ours is everybody. So
You're one. Everybody's got to have those outliers.
Even like, oh, well, I'm diabetic. I'm like, well, we sell toys, we sell gags, we have sugar-free options. There's things.
I like the signs.
The signs,
like that,
absolutely. Yeah. So there's something for everybody there. And when your mission is just to create a little joy in the world, it's contagious, and people want to be part of it.
How interesting for you is it to be a destination within a destination?
It very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. It is. Heather and I kind of laugh about, we got J-level celebrity status. Like, people find out you own Rocket Fizz. How cool!
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, like we're not getting recognized on the street per se, but people know the shop and they really appreciate it.
So, what do you love about downtown now? I mean, again, just as in general.
If I can tag on to what Jessica said there, it's the sense of community. That we have a very committed group of shops downtown that really are forward-looking and forward-focused on keeping the vibrancy that we have and building upon it. We've got a lot of stuff going on downtown from an event standpoint, but we've got a lot of hurdles coming up as well. We've got the two-way street construction is going to be coming up. Of course, they're building the big arena, so we know that's going to kind of, bottleneck some things along the way. And I know with our community that we'll find ways to persevere through it.
Those kinds of conversations, difficult, but boy, it seems like all of you entrepreneurs, and it's like, we'll just figure a way to make it work.
Exactly.
I think that's the definition of entrepreneur, even if it's not the official one.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
Well, again, Tom, it's fascinating to see the growth. It's fascinating to see a store like yours not only be there but flourish. It's kind of cool every time you walk in because I see something new every single time.
That's not easy. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of planning. It's a lot of figuring it out. We have a small space, so we bring something new in. Something has to get displaced, so we have to make some tough decisions along the way.
And I don't think a lot of people understand. It's like the planning that goes into. I think they think, okay, they're just going to put this up and it's just going to work and it'll. The background of all of that is something. It takes a lot of work. It's a lot of mental stuff.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, and it's particularly everything we have as far as the candy goes, it's on a clock. It expires. We have to sell it before it expires. So you have to manage that along the way, as well as making sure that the candy that people find is stuff they're looking for, is stuff they didn't realize existed, but it's also fresh and delicious. Like that, there's another aspect to it as well.
So what's the most unexpected thing opening a store in downtown Kalamazoo that happened to you?
Oh, wow. That's a great question, Jay. I would say the most unexpected thing was how quickly we got embraced by the community and the city as a whole. To have people, when we opened up, just kind of flood us a little bit in the beginning, and that wears off over time.
Sure.
The newness wears off, but, to see the wide diversity of people that just become big fans, and it's all walks of life, and it's, completely, across the scale of personalities and everything, we have the wildest group of fans that I could have possibly imagined.
How cool is it, the regulars? I mean, do you see them off? I mean, is it every couple of days? Is it?
We've got dailies.
Do you? Okay.
But the dailies, it's usually a smaller purchase.
Sure.
It's like they come in and get a handful of bulk candy or something like that to gnaw on in the office or whatever. The ones that excite me are the little ones that kind of grow. You know, we have, you know, kids that we've watched grow from, you know, 7 years old to now 13 years old and coming in by themselves, and it's kind of a big deal. And it's the look on their faces when we recognize them, like they feel like it's their special place. And, you know, I think back to when I was a kid, you know, my candy store was a drugstore.
Sure.
There were two old ladies that worked there forever. They were probably in their 50s, but I thought they were 100. You know,
It's funny how that age changes as you get older. It's like 50's not old.
right? But the patience that they showed us with us running in there and digging out a pocket full of change we found in the couch to buy a pack of Hubba Bubba or whatever. Sure. The patience they showed me, it stayed with me for the rest of my life. Just the way they treated us. When I know I was annoying, I know I was terrible. But every time I came in, they called me by name and they asked me how I was doing, asked me how my parents were. And it was very special. And, you know, that's something I'm hoping we can continue to create for the next generation to come.
So tell everybody that hasn't been there. Well, number one, you're missing out. But tell everyone, how many sodas do you have? The types of candy. You have some specials, too. You've got like a club membership, correct?
Absolutely.
So tell everybody about that.
Yeah, so we'll start with the soda. We have right now, I think it's around 530 varieties of glass bottled soda. Most of it is made with real sugar. You know, the showstopper is always the weird ones. It's the pickle, it's the ranch dressing, the sweet corn. I'm here to tell you, none of them taste that great. They're not great.
They're interesting, though.
They're interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the best adjective you can give them. They're novelty sodas, you know, and people buy them. Like, I'm buying this for my buddy who always eats pickles or puts ranch dressing on everything. But what's really neat is we have all this craft soda, which, you know, before I even got into this, I didn't even realize craft soda was a thing. You know, I knew about craft beer, but there's soda manufacturers all around the country that do small batch gourmet sodas. In some cases, there's regional favorites. So here in Michigan, we have Faygo. Everybody knows Faygo. Sure. You get outside of Michigan, Faygo, unless you're an Insane Clown Posse fan, you don't know anything about Faygo.
Unless you're a juggalo, you're all good.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
But, you know, if you go to St. Louis, there's a brand called Fitz's. You go to Philadelphia, there's a brand called Hank's. Sure. And so to be able to kind of bring these all into one point, and it's fun watching connoisseurs develop. People come in and, you know, a lot of people look at it and go, boy, you know, there's a lot of root beers here. I like root beer. Yeah, we roughly have about 80 root beer varieties at any point in time. Candy side, it's about 1,500 varieties of packaged candy. So that's anything from stuff you know, the Laffy Taffies and the Reese's. We also bring in a lot of imported stuff. So the Japanese imported stuff is huge. We've been bringing in Japanese Kit Kats and Japanese potato chips. The Euro Cart, that's my indulgence. That's, you know, it's where we get the real good chocolate. Surprisingly, you know, I grew up German, so I always thought German chocolate was the best. I'm here to shock everybody and tell you Icelandic chocolate is the best.
Okay. Now I know.
And Belgium chocolate is really good too. German chocolate is great. And you know, we do have a root beer club that we do that, you know, people get sign up and they get a 4-pack of the root beer of the month every month. And that's very popular with us. And then our saltwater taffy is amazing. I was not a saltwater taffy fan coming in because typically saltwater taffy was like the LaCroix of candy to me. Like, you know, it's chewy and it's got a little flavor. Ours is packed full of flavor, just amazing. And we've definitely got a large fan base of our saltwater taffy out there.
Definitely. Yeah. It's all good.
So what happens next? Any plan? I mean, again, do you have plan in the future?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So we have 2 other stores. So we actually parlayed our Kalamazoo store. We opened our Traverse City store in 2019. We planned on opening another store in 2020. That didn't happen. But we opened Ann Arbor in 2021. And all 3 of them have been doing wonderful. Just great locations. We have great managers. All our managers are homegrown, which is great that we grew them into those positions.
Oh gosh, yes.
So the next big horizon, we're opening a store in the Mall of America.
That's pretty amazing.
Yes,
that's pretty astounding. Yeah.
Yeah. We were approached by the franchise itself. They've been going back and forth with the Mall of America, wanting to open up a flagship store in the Mall of America. And they came to us and said, we want you to run it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so
Well, that'll be something.
it is something. It's scary, but it's something.
Yeah.
We do have celebrities.
Yes, I was going to say. You've moved from the J list up a couple, haven't you?
At least a G level at this point. Yes. Yeah. So that's we're looking at a May opening, so it's getting pretty heated right now as far as getting things accomplished. But it's an exciting time, and the great part of the story is one of our managers is actually going to move to Minnesota to run that store, and we were able to promote our assistant manager to take her place there. So we're just continuing this culture of promoting from within, and
Isn't that great?
It's so wonderful. And she came to us with it. We didn't go to her with it. She came to us. She's like, I want that store. I want to run that store. I want to pack up everything and move out there and run it for you.
Finding the right people that are willing to be able to grow in your atmosphere is just and just envelop the culture is so much fun.
Yeah, and it pays you back because they put that culture into our team. And I think the one thing, if you come into our store, I think people take notice of how good our teams are, how good they are at being experts at what they
Truly.
do, how helpful they are. You don't walk in and they're staring at their phone doing nothing. No, they're engaging you. They're talking to you. They're making sure that you're having the experience you should have.
How do you train that?
You don't.
Is
Culture is not taught, it is caught. And that's our mantra.
Gotcha.
And you have to demonstrate it. You have to display it. When Heather and I work in the store, we have to display it. We know all eyes are on us. We know it. So we have to display it. And, when we see it come back, particularly when it kind of comes at you from out of nowhere, where you just get a random compliment and a review or whatever, it's just such a great feeling. And it's such a great feeling for those team members to be recognized that way. So to me, at this stage of the game, that's where a lot of our energies and focus goes into, is how can we continue to develop our teams and give these mainly younger people some confidence and give them some skills and give them the ability to either move up with us or move up and on and carry some of that with them.
Tom, you are an amazing success story.
Thank you.
You truly are.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Jessica, so we've got some things coming up in downtown Kalamazoo, right?
We do. Super exciting. We have Ladies in the Zoo is on March 22nd.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be just a fun time to grab your girlies, grab that friend, come on down to downtown.
Okay.
Shops are going to be open later that night, so you can have some kind of VIP shopping experience.
Nice.
We've got the Central Commons area, so you can grab a drink if you'd like.
Love that.
Or a mocktail. Walk around the streets and grab dinner. And then just have a great time downtown, walking around, seeing all the alleys with the lights. Those are great photo ops, ladies. And then I think everyone is going to probably end up over at Sidebar next to High Dive.
Gotcha.
Or maybe even the Wild Bull, since it has made its return.
Yes, it's back.
Yeah.
Which, again, it closed. COVID
Yep.
comes back, which is great. And it's good to see. Again, back to a reality again, where people are going out and doing stuff.
Doing stuff. That's
Only took
what
us
we
4
want.
years, but boy, we're almost there.
We're so close. We're so close.
I know.
But yeah, I'm excited.
Absolutely.
I'm excited. Just come on down and have a good time.
All right, so if anybody wants any more information from either you, Jessica, and anything about downtown, where would they go? What's the easy places to go for that?
Yes. So if you look up Downtown Kalamazoo Shops, we're on Instagram, we're on Threads, Facebook, TikTok even, and we have our website.
Awesome.
So you can find everything that you ever wanted to know.
All right, Tom, Jessica, thank you much. Episode 2 is in the can. All right, sounds good.